Okay, everyone. So our next metric is going to be average students per section, and this is kind of related to the change in FTE over time. Both of these are attacking the idea of, is there demand for this set of courses at our school? Cost over revenue that we just got done talked about the affordability. Can we afford the expense of the courses? And then we'll look at pass rates later. So average students per section and change in FTE ostensibly are looking at, is there demand for these courses? I haven't spent as much time on this measure as I have with cost over revenue, but I've spent quite a bit of time kind of pedaling around thinking about what's actually being measured with this one, and I want to share those concerns with you now.
Okay, everybody, so I'm in Tableau now, in the average students per section tab, and what we've got here is we've got CTE on the left side and transfer over here on the right. And then under that, we've got the classes that are kind of broken out by CRN, which is within the course, I guess, like Automotive 101, Automotive 107. Looking at these graphs up here, when you take a look at the programs as you move left to right alphabetically, we don't see a whole lot of programs that are wildly going up and down, kind of oscillating, right? They seem to be kind of horizontal. I mean, yeah, there's a little bit of movement, but for the most part, there's a little bit of wiggle. Wow, wow, wow. But they're fairly horizontal. Transfer is kind of the same way. There's definitely some wobbly ones and some smiley-faced looking ones. But they're fairly horizontal, and there's a wow, engineering looks like it had its heyday back here. And the reason I bring this up is because when something is horizontal, that means it doesn't vary much. That means, for example, I just stopped at journalism right here, J. Journalism starts at 7.67 back in 1516 and then goes to 6.60. That's a change on average of one student per section, but that change was enough to actually drop it from the, what do we call it? To drop it from the benchmark threshold to the critical threshold. But journalism actually is one of the more consistent programs in transfer. I mean, many of them are pretty consistent. But what's the difference, for example, between HHP Public Health and Chinese? They're both kind of moving the same way, slightly uphill. It's just that Chinese happens to be down below. This is my concern. My concern is that we're using the same threshold for all sets of courses, as opposed to viewing each set of courses on its own behavior. Let me show you what I mean.